Hi, I'm Jordanne Brazie, and I am the class of 2021 valedictorian here at Berlin High School. I just recently turned 18 years old. I love playing soccer, hockey, competitive quiz bowls, definitely a favorite. I do almost every club here at Berlin. Shakespeare Club, Science Olympiad, Science Bowl, History Bowl, Envirothon, Invent Team, Masterminds, you name it, I've probably participated in it. This year I'm taking physics through RPI, so I took physics 1100, which is pretty much mechanics, and then physics 1200, which is electrostatics, other types of electricity, wavelengths, things like that. Those were probably the most challenging courses I've ever taken, especially being through RPI. But I feel like I'm better prepared for college next year for sure, having taken those. I was also able to take pre-calc and calculus directly through Hudson Valley this year. So I definitely have taken a lot of STEM courses throughout my time here at Berlin, and those have always been my favorite. I don't think I've ever taken a course I didn't like here. I'm actually majoring in astrophysics. So I've always loved physics. I've loved every science class I've ever taken. But physics is definitely my favorite because it's really cut and dry. It explains everything. Everything that happens anywhere can be explained by physics. I'm also a huge fan of SpaceX. I love all their missions. They have a Starship mission, Starlink mission, pretty much every mission. Star space is more like traveling to Mars. Starlink's more like broadband internet for across the globe. So I really look into all the SpaceX missions, and I think recently is when I decided that's what I kind of want to do. So astrophysics is what I'm majoring in, hopefully for SpaceX, if not probably NASA or another agency. That program was actually amazing. If I would recommend it to any underclassmen who don't know what they're going to do for their senior year, because the program is it's really great, because not only do you get a experience with colleges firsthand, the projects we do, one day we're building catapults or spaghetti bridges or mousetrap cars, and it's just so much fun. And the kids in the program, I've met such a great group of kids this year from all over the not even just Rensselaer County, there's Albany County, I think there's some from Columbia County. You really just meet people that you would have never met if it wasn't for that program. And they all have similar interests, and at the same time they're so unique. So it's really just been a wonderful experience. Masterminds is probably my biggest accomplishment. I've been doing that since 8th grade at my old school, so it's something I've put a lot of effort in, and to finally see us win a league championship has definitely been really rewarding. Our team did amazing this year. We're all seniors, so that will definitely be challenging for the team next year, but I have full faith in our JV team. Also, at the summer camp I work at for children with disabilities, the counselors, we have a big end of the year ceremony where they put on a talent show. All the kids and everybody participates, and we have awards where the counselors pick one kid who had just a really great summer, and then the campers do the same in return, where all the campers vote on their favorite counselor for the year. And my first year working, I actually won Camper's Choice Counselor of the Year, and I think that was probably the most rewarding thing I've ever won, because yes, the award itself is just a piece of paper, but just to know that I was working with these kids all summer long, and they had such a huge impact on me, from singing Mamma Mia in van rides to Grafton, from watching Spider-Man for the 15th time in the summer. I loved every single minute of it, and to know that the kids appreciated me being there as much as I enjoyed being there was just made it a million times better. My sister and I have worked with the Rensselaer Arc for 3 years now. It's really just an amazing experience, and again, just every single second is just so rewarding, because you meet people who are just amazing people. And I had one kid, he had a brain injury, but his favorite thing in the world was Mamma Mia, and I've sung so many ABBA songs, and I'm not a very good singer. Anyone who knows me knows that, but just the fact that like just hanging out with such an amazing group of kids is amazing. I play hockey out of Northern Berkshire. My team is very interesting. My coach is an amazing guy. It's just so much fun, and I'm one of the few girls on the team, so just to have, I don't know, I feel like my brother also plays with me, so you just always feel like, not that I need the protecting, but say like I get laid out by a 6'5", you know, guy, I know that I have a teammate ready there, willing to help jump in and help me out. So just the community in hockey is a really great experience. And same with soccer. I mean, our team this year, we've merged with New Lebanon, and that was another great experience because again, you meet so many people that I would have never got to know if it wasn't for the merger. So sports have always been a big part of my life, and again, I think it's just the making friends and meeting people from different schools that you would have never had the opportunity to meet if it wasn't for those activities. I think the reason why I did so many extracurriculars in high school is because I always knew that someday high school would end, and you know, being at that end is definitely bittersweet, but I guess I always knew that like there'd be a point where like I wouldn't be able to do extracurriculars all the time and I wouldn't be running around like crazy. So I think that's why every single second of high school I wanted to be in a club doing something, whether it's Envirothon or masterminds or literally any sport. I was just willing to join any club or try any experience because I knew there'd be a point where like I wouldn't get that opportunity anymore, and I wouldn't want to finish high school and then look back and say, wow, I really wish I did that, or I wish I tried this. I never wanted to have any regrets. So I made sure, you know, had a club or a meeting or competition every single day, always said yes to anything my teachers, you know, proposed that they wanted to do. So I guess that's what drives me, is just, you know, I don't want to look back and say I wish I did something or I wish I did more. Whenever I get a spare moment, which does not happen frequently, I don't really do anything exciting. I probably just watch some TV. I also like I like old literature a lot, so that's probably not considered fun to most people, but I love reading classic books. I like Catch-22 a lot. It's really funny. I also like A Brave New World. Catcher in the Rye is another good one. I like books that don't have traditionally happy endings. I like it to kind of, you know, have a surprise, because with movies nowadays, everything ends with like a happy ending, so it's so predictable. But I feel like with old books, you get a bunch of not traditional endings and surprises. You can never go wrong with a classic book. When I was younger, actually, at my old school, I made varsity soccer when I was in 7th grade, and it was not a good experience, you know, being that young, surrounded by seniors, and unfortunately, I was hazed a little. Everything happens for a reason, and I think challenges are like what makes me who I am today, because I feel like that's why I help out with like the younger girls playing soccer, because I know when I was their age, you know, I had older girls that like were so angry that I was on a team with them, you know? So I feel like it's nice. I think I learned how much of an impact we have on other people as human beings. So once you realize like what you say like can have effects on people, you treat people completely different when you really understand what an impact it makes for you to be a part of a community. So like for like a senior girl to go up to like a 4th grader and be like, wow, like you're doing great, and like really like encourage somebody, it means the world to a young kid. So I think like once you really understand the responsibility you have as a human being on other people, you can really make a difference. I applied to tons of colleges. Unfortunately, I was waitlisted at Harvard and UPenn, so that means I do not know where I'm going. I have to wait until late May, early June, so any day now really I should hear those results back. But if not, I'll be attending at Williams College next year, which is very close. I'm in the incoming page for incoming freshmen next year, and all these kids are from different countries. So there's one kid from like Nairobi, Kenya, and they're from all over the world, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun next year, and I'll meet a lot of new people from interesting places. But I'm also a pretty big fan of Elon Musk. At my New Visions program, we're actually doing the stock market game, and every time Elon Musk tweets, you just expect a huge up or down in the stock market. So just the amount of influence he has, and everything he touched turns to gold, and I think there's nothing more inspiring than that, because everybody like sees a man like Elon Musk who has successful Tesla, SpaceX, all these companies that are just pioneering technology left and right. He's always got some new invention. People look at that and they're like, wow, he must just be a genius, or the people who work for him are geniuses. But I don't think that's the case. I think he just has the hard work. And I watched a TED Talk he gave, and he said that several times he risked his entire fortune and put all of his money on the line for his companies, believing that his companies will come through in the end. And time again, they have. So just, I don't know, when I'm older, I want to be able to believe in something in myself so much that I can risk everything on myself and know that I can pull through. And I just think that his insurance in himself is just incredible and admirable. I actually have kind of a different perspective than everyone else because I came from another school. It was probably double, if not triple, the size of Berlin, but the opportunities at Berlin are just, they outweigh and outnumber any opportunities I would have gotten at my old school. It's really not even a comparison what our staff offers here at Berlin to our student body. It's really just incredible how much they care and how much they show up, you know? They show up for their students time and time again, and they go out of their way to find these competitions and events for us students to compete in. Like Miss Wetmore, she does the Samsung Solve for Tomorrow competition, where we had a team of all girls for our invent team, and we won like 15 grand. And the fact that she goes out of her way to look for those competitions for us to compete in is an incredible experience. So the invent team, this year we were an all-female team. Basically we built a robot this year. We were looking for the water chestnut specifically, which is invading local streams in upstate New York. And the camera was supposed to identify if it was a water chestnut, and if it was, it then had a scooper tool that was going to pick it up the water chestnut and then drag it out of the water and pull it up onto shore. So this is our Oculus ROV. So this right here is the camera, which then would look down into the water. So that would look for the invasive species I was talking about, the water chestnut. And then this is our scooper. So this would come along at water level and collect it and then flip it up onto here and drag it back out of the lake or the river, the stream. And over here in the back, we have our motors. So that's how we make it turn left, right, spin full circles, go backwards, forward. So it's pretty easily to move and control, get it to go any direction you want. Back here is so Alpheus is the god of the rivers in Greek mythology. So we 3D printed a little statue of him to sit on the back of our little robot to look over it. And then here we have the controls, which is how you make it go forward. This one controls the right motor, this one controls the left motor, and this is up and down for the lever. So there's a lot of controls. We also have a monitor, which is not hooked up right now, but that's how you can see whatever the camera is seeing. I actually did the Trout Project last year, so Mr. Toole, I think, recently took over that from Miss V, and who's still very much involved. She made us all matching t-shirts that said Trout Mamas. Basically, we get a bunch of trout and we get them as eggs. We hatch them into their young lives. Normally, not all of them make it to infancy, let alone adulthood, where we release them at. you lose so many of them just because of the harsh conditions and just nature, that it's really a difficult experience. But you feed them every day, you check their water, you check pretty much everything, very similar to how you can do our jellyfish independent study. I'm doing a cardinal fish independent study this year. This year, actually, it was taken over by kids in the grade below, and we've been able to kind of help and mentor them and help them as their project has gone along. And this year was actually the most successful year we've ever had at Berlin, and I think we were the only people in the whole entire county to actually continue throughout COVID. So we've gotten a bigger tank, and every year we improve the study more and more. And as you can see, our the ratio of trout brought to infancy and to the point where we could release them was drastically higher than years in the past. I'd definitely like to thank Miss L for reading all my college supplements. She's really been very helpful throughout the whole college process and always a constant source of encouragement. I would just like to say thank you to my parents for everything they've done. Just like all the teachers here, my parents have been really supportive. My sister, my brother, we're a pretty close family. They've always been there for me. When you have teachers and adults in your life that find these opportunities for you and are willing to sacrifice their time and their effort to give you opportunities, how could you not take their offer and really put your best foot forward for them? I mean, when you have a support system that is constantly trying to help you succeed, I mean, to not take their support and really run with it would be such an injustice to them and all the hard work they do. So Berlin, I mean, this school has done a lot for me and the teachers, and I'm really grateful for all of it.